Said, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive.
Mom discovers 3 secret siblings. Dad is not her biological father after taking a DNA test. JACLYN Baxter, 33, spent her life thinking she was an only child until she did a genetic test, reports The Sunday. The California mom of 2 discovered her father Gary Ralph, who died when she was 18, was not her real father while researching her family's medical history. She decided to use a saliva-based DNA kit from 23andMe, which gives customers a profile of more than 80 genetic traits, to find out about her children's future health risks. She was worried about passing on genes for Alzheimer's or type I diabetes illnesses that ran in her family to her 2 young children. Mrs. Baxter decided to select the option where the testing gives you information about genetic relatives, even though the company warns. In rare cases, participation in DNA relatives may reveal that you are related to someone unexpected, or that you are not related to someone in the way that you expected. JACLYN Baxter with her half-brother Loren Jace. Picture, jananson.com/life after 23andMe source supplied. When the test came back, she discovered her genes were healthy. She had British, Irish, French and German heritage, and a half-brother named Loren Jace. She tracked him down on Facebook, and when she saw his picture she said, "Holy ST, that's my smile." She sent him a message and he quickly responded, "JACLYN, wow. Yes, I am definitely open to connecting. I have so many questions." Mr. Chase told her she had another half-sibling called Tim McNulty of Irvine, California. The 3 sent a flurry of emails and began to get to know each other. In her blog, Mrs. Baxter, who is estranged from her mother, wrote, "We were understanding of each other. And the security and comfort was already here because we had so much in common and got along so well." Mrs. Baxter discovered both of her brothers' mothers fell pregnant using donor sperm, apparently from her father. JACLYN Baxter with her half-brother Tim McNulty. Picture, jananson.com/life after 23andMe source supplied. A DNA lab confirmed that they were all siblings, but a cousin, Kelly, had a daughter who had taken the 23andMe test but was not in Ms. Baxter's top 2,000 genetic matches. Confused, Mrs. Baxter asked her dad's sister to test her DNA and discovered they weren't even distantly related. She had been conceived using a sperm donor. But she said, "My dad is still my dad, and now I have 3 siblings, and family." It was lonely being an only child. With both my parents being gone out of my life, And my brothers and I share a bond in common that most can't relate to. The more I get to know them, the more excited I am to belong to this unconventional family. But she does admit to sadness about her father, and said, "When I found out that my dad isn't biologically mine, I felt robbed of that beautiful moment." I try to tell myself that I can still think fondly of my dad when I see his cute dimpled chin, but somehow it's just not the same. Mrs. Baxter met Mr. Chase for the first time in June, then Mr. McNulty in July, before all three met shortly after. The trio decided to submit their DNA to Ancestry. Come and found another sibling, a 35-year-old half-sister named Andrea Hugelnasp, from Fort Polk in Louisiana. The pair have now been in touch and are getting to know each other. Read more. Genetic science explains why we love Vegemite or don't. Cold case sex attacks. Scientists match DNA profiles to more than 80 rapists in Victoria. New powers for police to get convicted sex abusers' DNA. Demi Lovato gets attacked by Twitter for saying she's one African. "You guys are so mean!" !2:15